Back live here with Councilman Issac Schleifer. Councilman, when you first got to the scene, can you kind of describe the city resources that are being used here and what struck you when you first got here?
Well, when I first got here, I pulled up the same time a lot of the emergency personnel was pulling up. So it really was still a very active scene at the time, which it still is. But you had neighbors helping out neighbors, and you had people who had debris on them, people who were covered in blood. And so, and then as more and more emergency personnel pulled up, that's when you had a lot more firefighters on the scene, checking through the rubble and pulling out people, and they've been doing just an incredible job. But as you can see, as you get closer, the debris actually flew across the street, and so the entire block has structural damage, has windows blown out. And so there's people who even were across the street who might have been hit by glass or other debris just sitting in their living room.
Obviously, it's clear to us here on the scene that the resources from city fire and city police, but this is going to be a city housing issue. This is going to be, can you describe the broad sense of scope of what the city will be doing today into the next few days?
So as you can see right now, if you turn around, there's the housing inspectors just pulled up in their vests. You see 4 people walking there. What they're going to be doing is they're going to be inspecting each house. They're going to start at the scene and they're going to work their way out and check all the perimeter. And what they're going to find is that there's damage that even goes many blocks away. So the blocks that are behind us and the ones that are in front of us have both been damaged. There's visible damage, but they're going to be also checking the structure and working their way all the way up in all the different, all the different blocks surrounding the incident.
What have you heard from your constituents in terms of just how broad the scope of damage in terms of structural damage to homes might be on the same block or blocks away?
I mean, I've heard about damage as far as 5 blocks away. That's the furthest that I've heard about. I haven't seen it yet because when I heard that there was an explosion, I came right over. I live a few blocks from here. And so that's how I was here in moments. And so I'm not sure how far the damage is just yet. I'm just getting what I've been told.
Okay, so that sticks out to me. I didn't know you lived so close. Did you hear or feel anything at the time?
I didn't, but I know some of my neighbors did, and they did feel it, and they've called me about it, asking me, what happened, what shook. But there are people even the next block over is the plaza, who were in the giant supermarket, who said that they felt the building shake when the explosion happened.
To people who live in the area or know people who live in the area, what are you telling them? What do they need to know in the next few hours into tomorrow?
Well, in the next few hours, right now, we're a resilient community. This is the community I grew up in. I've spent my entire life here. And so this is really a great neighborhood. You find that neighbors really look after neighbors. And so we really all just need to continue doing what we've always done, which is come together in a time like this to provide resources and assistance. And so you see neighbors already giving out waters, bringing food for emergency personnel, but also just more importantly, the Red Cross has just pulled up, so making sure that that these folks have places where to live, but also I'm going to be here all day making sure that the windows get boarded up and that we really can clean up the scene and then start the recovery process.
A lot of work ahead for Councilman Issac Schleifer as well as city crews here. Thank you for your time. To recap, as you just heard from the councilman, neighbors helping neighbors here, giving out water, bringing people in. As he mentioned, housing crews are now here on scene to start doing inspections as well. So Max, this is really a broad-ranging effort as the recovery effort is still paramount at this time. Back to you.